Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I'm going to try to pronounce this, but I'm probably going to blow it, so I'm going to ask for forgiveness before I open my mouth on this one. Pappardelle with long cooked rabbit sugo. And I am going to be serving this over polenta. I found a lovely polenta recipe that I want to make. Now, you need a 3.5 pound rabbit. Okay, I didn't have that. Now you can also buy a 3.5 pound chicken and make this with chicken if you can't find rabbit. I had to buy 2 rabbits to get it, and I would have shown you how to cut it up, but I butchered the first one. Because I couldn't find my book that shows me how to cut this game up. I was through my cookbooks all day yesterday. And I was going to do a live, but then I got so wrapped up and nobody was really on, so I just clicked it off and said never mind and deleted it because I kept on going. I just had my mind frame. I couldn't find it, so I did the best I could. And I'll show you, though they don't all look the same. Anyway, that's the rabbit. Now, they want you to get 3 cloves of garlic, all right? They want you to get a 1/2 cup of carrots cut in 1/2 inch circles, okay? Just cut it in 1/2 inch circles. And they want 1 cup of celery, and they want that about 1 inch. Yeah, I'm giving you all the measurements. No, that's closer to 1 inch. No, I was really going to show you. And I said, oh, I butchered this so bad I wouldn't dare show them. You'd probably say, that's not how you cut it up. Probably not. But by the time I got halfway through the second one, I figured it out. Though you saw me looking, if you had seen the video, you would have seen me like 15 minutes looking at it. I said, how am I going to do this? One small onion. This end here is the root end. This end here is where the leaves come up out of the ground. I cut right through where it used to have its leaves. It makes it easier for you to chop. Oh, come on, feel. Oh. Let's just take this whole section off. Let's see, how do you want the onion done? Okay. You can always tell about your onions so easily. Well, they just want it chopped. So just chop it. We're going to be putting it in a food processor, so you really don't have to get your cuts real level, because you're not going to be seen. Let's see what they want me to do with this garlic. Okay, now if you have fresh basil, they want 10 large leaves. Go with the garlic, the onion, the carrots, and the celery. All right, now I'm gonna have to get my food processor out and I will be back. Okay, they want you to put all this in. And if you have fresh basil, by all means, please do. We're going to make this into a paste. Okay, I think that's it. Boy, when you open it, you're going to feel the onions. Now, because I did not have fresh basil leaves to blend into this, I'm going to have to adjust it with dry basil leaves. I did have basil leaves. I used them all. I thought I had enough for the week. Evidently, I did not. If you have a kind butcher, let him cut your rabbit up for you. Just giving you an idea. At least say it nicely, he'll help you. Let's see, they want 1/4 of a cup of fresh basil leaves blended with all of this. So I'm going to have to compensate for that. Let's see. Four tablespoons. I've got to make 1/3 of that. That will be, I'm doing my math. Okay, it'll be 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon if you're using dry basil, like me. But if you have fresh basil, they said the big leaves and it should add up to 1/4 of a cup, and do blend it with the vegetables. We'll see how it comes out. How much salt do they want me to put on this? How much? Half a Okay, you need a half a teaspoon of salt in your rabbit again. My hands are so wet. Put this mixture to the side that we just made. Half a teaspoon. Okay, we got that done. Boy, I did not believe how to cut that thing. Now, what do you want me to do? How much olive oil? 6 tablespoons. Let me get my pan out because we're going to be cooking. Okay, 6 tablespoons of olive oil in a pan, frying pan. They said big enough to hold the rabbit. Put it here. Now we're going to let this just heat up. Oh, they want the flame on this one. Since I've never cooked rabbit since I was a little girl, so it's been a long time. Over medium heat. And they want it browned all over. We're just going to wait for this to heat up. I heard something out front. I just took a look. This is a simple dish to make once you get past learning to butcher a rabbit, and it has like an hour and a half it has to cook, but this will be served over polenta. I found a beautiful polenta recipe that I want to use, so I'm ready to try that. This is not hot yet. When you see the heat shimmering, you know it's hot. Okay, we'll try. Oh, that's not really doing well. Now they want us to brown this a lovely golden color they're talking about. You can see all my butchered pieces. And I couldn't find a rabbit the size I needed, so I'll have to do 2, which is going to be different. I still have 4 more pieces to put in 5. But we'll get these golden brown and then I'll just continue doing it. I'm just going to start browning them, and when they're brown enough on one side, I'll turn them over and let you go into yours. And remember, this recipe, you can use chicken in place of the rabbit. When you cook rabbit, it has a very unique smell to it. If you're unaccustomed to it, just letting you know. It's starting to turn golden, just like chicken. So when I turn it over, you'll see it. And I'm going to use some to put this on. I have not had my mother cut a rabbit up since I was a little girl. So it's like, I can't remember. She had a book, how to cut meats, you know, because you can buy them from the butcher. And they do so much and then you have to do the rest. My mother had one. I had one, but I got lost somewhere. Because I went through all my books looking to see if I could find it. Now they said rabbit has to cook a bit because it's tough. That's okay. It can be tough. So, I don't know how long it's going to take for it to cook. And you can't actually cut it like a chicken. Now, if you don't want to put this over polenta, you can put it over pasta as well. That's how you put this fish over. You can even put it over gnocchi. Well, it takes longer to burn, I can tell you that much. At least I'm learning that part. Like I told you, this is like brand new cooking. I haven't done this in so long, and I'm sitting there saying, what did my mother do? Cutting it up. I bet you the first one I looked at, I said, why do I think I did this wrong? You know, you keep on going on your head like that. You missed a step or something, so I said, okay, well, back to the drawing board. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on doing it until we get to the next step. So I'll be back. Okay, put in your tostada, which is the vegetables that we just did. Then add your salt and some black pepper and a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of red peppercorns and pepper to taste. Now they want us to stir this, and you notice that it's picking up the bits at the bottom of the pan. They want us to dry this out some, and then we're going to be pouring a vegetable stock in it, or a chicken stock. I sat there and used the vegetable stock, and I added 1.5 cups of that, and then a half a cup of bone broth. So I'll have extra rich flavor in here, plus I know it'll be good for our joints and also. That's why. The whole object is to use as much of the food as you can. Try not to have any more waste than what waste you do have. If you put it into your garden, you'll end up either be a flower garden or a vegetable or fruit garden. But the thing is or an herb garden. The thing is you're recycling everything. You're getting everything back. It's when you cut everything away, you flush it down the sink and everything else, you lose out. Oh, this does smell nice. So this, the vegetables was called a pestada. So when you hear that word, it means vegetables that are going to pretty much be ground up together, I guess, or blended. Not chunked, but more in a paste. That's 2 cups we put in, but they want 6 cups all total, so we'll be doing more with this. Now, rabbit is a little on the tough side. I'm going to put it in here and get as much as I can in. So you're going to bring this to a boil. It's hot. See, that was my first butcher that I did wrong. I tell you, I did have my time. And I said, I can't show them how I'm doing this because I'm trying to remember how I was taught to do it. But see, living here, I didn't know that they could get this here. I know in the South, you have hunters, so you get things like this. So that's why it was like, I even gave one of my husband's cooking books, hunting books that had recipes in it. Because I told him, you're a hunter, I'm not. So I had given it to him to help him, you know, give him some ideas of recipes and stuff. All right, we're gonna put a lid on this. We've got to cook this. They said check it every 20 minutes. Now we've got to put 4 cups of stock on. Don't worry, I'm going to turn that down in a minute. I want to get this going first. You can see how dark my stalks are. Not like what you get in the store. Because rabbit's a tough meat, this is why we have to cook it so long and make sure it stays in the liquid. Matches. Turn this down. They said check it about every 20 minutes, and they want to keep this hot so you keep adding it here so it never stops boiling. Because a lot of people add cold water and then it has to come back to a boil. This way you keep it at a boil. Even at a simmer, it doesn't matter. So when the stock comes to a boil, turn it down to a low simmer. And you put the lid on because you don't want it to evaporate, to keep an eye on it. And as this diminishes in liquid, add more of the stock. And that's going to be going for about an hour and a half. So I'll probably I'm going to pause you, and then when I go to make the cornmeal that I'm going to make with this. No, maybe I should do two. I got to think how I'm going to do this, okay? Okay, as the rabbit cooks, you notice the moisture starts to evaporate. Take some of the stock and pour into it, okay, that you're keeping hot, which is 4 cups, all right? Okay, when the rabbit gets done cooking on one side for 45 minutes, turn it over and let the other side cook as well. This way you get that moisture and it'll break it down to where it'll be more tender, because we're going to have to take all this meat off all these bones. So we need it like this. Now, why is it so dark in here? Hold on a minute. That'd explain it. I forgot the overhead. So that's what, I just turned mine over. I added some more stock into it, and I'm letting it cook on the other side moist. And when you turn it over, you'll notice the part that was in the moisture. When you flip it, it's very tender. Okay, we're gonna check the chicken right now. It's been cooking just about an hour and a half. You wanna see if it's tender. It's very tender. Yeah, I'm going through it all. It's really very, very nice. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a big bowl. I'm going to turn this off and the stock back there off, and we're gonna pick these pieces up carefully. And we're gonna let them cool is what we're going to do. And we'll go ahead and when they're completely cool, well, cool enough that we can handle, we are going to take all the meat off of the bones and put them back in to the pot here. That's why I'm spreading them out so they can cool. So put that on the side. Look how rich this is. Now I'm going to put this over to the side too, because we've got the polenta to make. If you wish, you can put it over gnocchi. And what else did I say? Polenta and what else? I already told you and I already forgot again. Dry pasta or homemade pasta. I had to remember. Okay, so let's get the stuff out. Let's see, which pot do I want to use? I'll use this one. This is going to be a different polenta from what you're accustomed to. To the other recipe. Oh God. I'm going to cut this recipe in half. So I'm not going to be using the amount that they are because I'm not feeding 6 people. I'm only going to be feeding 3. So with all the chicken I've done, I should use, let me see. I might make the full thing because I've got a lot of the rabbit. Why do I call it chicken? Man, I'm so conditioned. Oh no, I'm going to have to do 10. This won't be enough to whistle Dixie with my sons. because today's Thursday, if I have leftover rabbit, I don't know why I called it chicken. Anyway, I can sit there and use it for leftovers tomorrow. When I come in. Okay, you want that much? Okay. I don't want this much, but you serve it. Now you know I never use this much salt, but she's so adamant about how much of this I'm going to use. I keep on reading it, but I can't believe she's saying it. Okay. That's right, she's talking a whole tablespoon. Dump that in. Then you want 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. Then you're going to dump that in too. We're not done yet. I told you, this is so different from anything I've ever done. And yeah, we know that. All right, they want you to put in here 4 bay leaves. She said preferably fresh if you can find them. Well, I can't, so you can get what I have. 3. Come on, I gotta find another big one. Yeah, 4. So that's what she wants. I only have one kind of cornmeal, so if it doesn't suit her, well, tough. We'll argue about it another day. Okay, this go here. I'm just moving stuff around, that's all. I need a bowl. Handle it. You need 2 cups of cornmeal. I don't know if this one's going to work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to go back to my own polenta that I know. So we put 2 cups of that to the side. Okay, now we're going to light this and bring it to a boil. So the flavor of the bay leaves will be worked in before we even add the cornmeal. Mine is usually 1 to 3, but she's doing this one to 5. I don't know how that's going to come out. Every recipe I've ever had is a 1 to 3 ratio. I know it by heart. So when it starts to boil, I'll be back. I just have to wait for the water. Okay, well the water's coming to a boil. I have the gravy here, basically what the meat cooked in. Now what we're going to do is you're just going to tear this meat up and put it back in just like that. Is it warm? Yes, it is. That's why I took a small piece. Am I going to save these bones? Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, saving the bones. Just finding small pieces that I can handle, which are easier to handle. So I will use these bones as well in my stock. No reason to waste them. There's a lot of minerals in them. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Hot. Yeah, I'm letting it cool, but I'm also trying to get as much done as I can. I tried a piece, so I know it's good, you know, and I said, God, it's been a long time, Sandy, since you've had this. That's right, it's been a long time since I had rabbit. I don't remember how my mother made it. I have to be honest about that. I can't remember. I remember my younger brother killed a jackrabbit and my mother cooked it. Hot. And all of this is going to go over the polenta. Just turn up and just pour it over your polenta. You know how good that's going to be. It's so different from everything else. And that's an unusual bone. I've never seen a bone like that. Okay, let's take this off. See what we can get here. That's going to be a good stock. I'm looking at it, so what I'm thinking is that is going to be a really nice stock. Not start a bone broth. I can mix it with the chicken, the beef, the veal, the lamb. It'll be an unusual flavor, but it's unique. That's one heck of a bone broth. Though I could put it with the vegetables. You know, you just go in so many directions. I'm a good flavor, man. I'm not going to waste it. Let's look at all the meat that we've got from this stirred in here. And if I need, I've got more stock there to add to this. So that is a good amount of meat. A lot of meat. This was 2 rabbits because I couldn't get one big enough. Although jackrabbits, most of the meat is in their hindquarters, and it's well developed and hard if you don't cook it right. This is why they have the stock over there cooking. You might need it to add more. And I kept on adding it like every 20, 30 minutes. I added a little more because it would cook down the stock as the rabbit's cooking. No, I am not giving you this. You hear me? No. No, you're not getting this. No way. Okay, there's some more bones. I know this is a long video because I'm doing 2 things on it, but I'm trying to get it done. Okay, I got my bones. Yay! Put them all in here, and I'll put them with my other bones I have in the freezer. so we can make more broth or either a bone stock with vegetables. Yes, I know you're boiling. I'm gonna give me a minute. I've got to take care of this. I'm pouring the rest of my stock in there now. What you're going to have to do is heat this up. Salt and pepper to your taste. There is already some salt and pepper in it, but if you want more, by all means. And we'll go back to the polenta. I'm going to taste it. I'm going to have to add more salt and pepper, but not now, because the polenta I have to do now. So this is going to have a different taste. I don't think it's going to work. I'm sorry. But we will find out. Now. Oh, it's a pretty yellow. Oh, let's see what they want me to do with it. All right. She wants you to turn it down and let it cook. Periodically stir it to make sure that it doesn't stick on the bottom or on the edges at the bottom. And we're just gonna let it cook now for I think about 30 minutes. Okay, so let me get stuff out of the way here. how's it going? I was trying to put the bones up for a minute. I'm sorry about being gone for a bit. I couldn't find the bones in the freezer. I didn't know where I put them. Well, let it cook 30 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, now you're gonna need a Parmigiano and Rigatoni cheese here, and you want 1 cup grated. I know I'm going in different directions, but this is just the whole dish. It's actually 2 recipes. I'm doing it at the same time for you. And they want a whole cup of this. That's about a cup. All right, put this cheese on the side for now. Okay, now that you've taken the meat off the bones and everything, you're going to put it back on the stove just for about 15 minutes to just finish mingling the flavor of the rabbit with your pastata that you made. Which is now a lovely, lovely dish. So when you do vegetables like that, you know the term is pastata, and there you learn another term and another thing to do. You don't want it boiled, they're just saying just heat it up, and that's what I'm doing right now. We're just about done with the polenta, and we're going to do some things different with it this time. Well, this is going to be a creamy polenta, but it's not doing what she says, so I'm going to buy a coarser corn and see if it works. This is just too smooth, almost like a soup, so I am not happy with this. But it is thickening up that much, but do take the bay leaves out. It's time, I'm taking them out right now, and do be careful. It is very, very hot. Okay, here's another one. That's why they wanted you to use fresh and use big ones, so you could find them. I think some of that was 2 pieces. Okay, so I need a coarser grain of ground cornmeal. Do not use fine. You're not getting the consistency that you want. Oh, here you are. I was wondering where you went to, my fine feathered friend. So I'm going to let this reduce. because we're going to put the cheese in it, but do not use fine. Get a coarser cornmeal and make this dish, and you'll have no problems with it. So I'll have to look for coarse. I didn't know that there was a difference in the two. Hey, I learn every day. I'm tired of cooking this now. No taffy. So what you're going to do is not use fine. Okay? We're going to put cheese in here. A whole cup. It's the one I told you. And if you wish, you can put a whole stick of butter in this as well and make a very rich one. Like the one I add powdered milk in, well, she's using cheese in this one, and she says to put it in a container, let it cool, and then you put that over it hot. So I'm just going to leave it here and let it cool up on its own. Just going to get all that cheese melted. It does smell good with cheese in it. It also said put some butter in it, but I think the cheese will be just fine with that because I already have the oil in there that they cooked with and stuff, so I think that'll be fine. So this has got to sit, and that's it. I know this was an extremely long video, but do take care. Bye-bye.